Good evening and welcome back to Prime of Midlife. It is Tuesday evening and I am exhausted. So I have come to the conclusion that I'm exhausted, and I thought, of course you are. You've just been on a week's holiday. And it takes like 3 or 4 days of your week's holiday for you to actually stop and relax. And then it also takes you another few days when you go back to work to get yourself back up to full speed. I had forgotten about that bit. So yes, it's going to be a quiet evening this evening. Um, sorry. So yeah, that's the thing. Now, I haven't particularly done much over the past couple of days. However, I am quite pleased with myself that I have done healthy lunches. There has been salad with a little bit of cold meat and some Ritz crackers for my carbs. Because although they don't agree with me, I don't feel like I've eaten properly unless I have something. So I just have maybe 4 or 5 Ritz crackers, and that does me. And then I feel quite full up, and I'm all sorted. So I've got I think that's beef that's in there. So that's for tomorrow. That'll be the last day of the salads. And this evening I had some rubbish that I put in the air fryer for dinner because I was exhausted. Tomorrow I will have one of the baked potatoes. And the great thing is, with my batch cooking, I actually did a lot. I think I did, what did I have? I had Spanish chicken, curry, and mince in that size of tub. So it's perfect. In fact, we'll just take one out just now for tomorrow night. Look at me being organised. Are we all suitably impressed? That's not it. There we go. So tomorrow night we are having mince with baked potato. That'll be all defrosted by the time I come in, because one of the worst things is you're full of good intentions for your batch cooking. You've got a freezer full of it. Full of good intentions. I've got frozen rice cooked. I've got curry cooked. I just need to, heat it up in the microwave. But for me, heating that up in the microwave from like frozen means that it gets all icky around the edges, and I just don't like doing it that way. But trying to remember to take something out of the freezer the night before is not one of my best things. So it seems, if I remember to talk about it when I'm speaking to you all, I remember to take it out of the freezer, because most of the batch cooking is in the upright freezer, which is just there. The chest freezer's over there. So yeah, tomorrow I will have baked potato with the mince, because that'll be defrosted by the time I come in from work. I'll have salad with roast beef, which has been sliced in my electric slicer. That will be done for lunch. And the other thing I wanted to say today was, excuse me, do we all have ICE in our phone? ICE, in case of emergency. Now, I know it was a few years ago that it was all around social media, use ICE so that if anything happens to you, they can catch it. And I was like, right. Now, I do not know why it popped into my head today. I was outside at lunchtime and I was like, see if I went over my ankle or something and hurted myself. And yes, I know that's not a proper word, but it's the one that we use as a family. If something happened to me at work, they'd need to get into the boss's files, into the personnel files to go and find my emergency contact. Or they could just open my phone, because it's one of the join the dot things. So we could do that unless I was unconscious. And they could phone Kathleen, because she would be in my phone under ICE in case of emergency. So yeah, if you don't have that in your phone, put it on your phone, just in case. Because it's always good for, rather than someone, even at work, having to go and find personnel files. But if something happens to you in the street or in the shops, if you've got that, they can phone someone. If they can get into your phone. But yeah, if you've got a wallet, there's possibly cards you can get for that as well. That would be me trying to stifle a yawn. So I am going to go and have a hot bath and relax and go to bed early. Because as you can see by the state of me, I'm just asleep on my feet here, which is ridiculous at this time of night. So I am going to go and get settled, have a bath, get into my jammies, and I will catch you later.